My business is called Chatham Rock Phosphate. It's based in New Zealand and it's going to mine a phosphate deposit offshore New Zealand for a period of about 15 years. We have a mining permit, but not an environmental permit. And what we're planning to do during 2019 is to work on gaining the environmental permit. We also have rare earths incorporated with the phosphate and the sands in which they lie. So we're going to work during 2019 on separation processes for that. The rare earths themselves are worth a significant amount more than the phosphates. So that's the plan for 2019. The big difference with us is we have no capital development costs. As a junior mining company, the big hurdle usually is to get permitted, and after that to raise a lot of capital to build a plant, processing plant and a camp and so on. None of that applies to us because our project is contract mined by a dredging company. So we hire this vessel, it operates for us for 15 years. At the end of the 15 years it just sails away. And so there's no rehabilitation issues either, because the effect on the seafloor where we're mining is negligible. Well, I think we are a small growing company, and we're based in New Zealand, but the only logical market to come to for us was the Toronto Stock Exchange, and we did that about 2 years ago by means of a reverse takeover. And the reason why I considered that to be the best market rather than, more logically, you would think Australia being right next to New Zealand, is that I've worked on this market before with other companies and we've raised money successfully here. So even though it's a long way from New Zealand to Toronto, especially in your winter, it's well worthwhile coming. And I've been coming to PDAC for 15 of the last 20 years. I find it's a really enriching experience, just in terms of deals you see as well as being able to find investors. We're sort of not really in the mining space per se, we're really in the phosphate space. But I guess you could say that what's happening in that space is the same as elsewhere. The smaller companies are being gradually absorbed by the bigger ones. The food chain still works in our market as well. In terms of optimism about commodity prices, we're seeing an uptrend in the phosphate markets, but it's not really linked to what's happening with gold or oil and gas. I guess the other focus we have is what's happening with rare earths, but the future we don't worry too much about the cycles in rare earth prices. We're pretty excited about being in that space.